Maybe in pre-mode, but you never know with tripepis. They always eat on camera. Or not. I guess this tripepi is actually in pre-mode. We'll wait a few seconds. Jesus, I actually got scared. Oh my god. Hello everybody and welcome to the collection tour part 5. Today we're gonna feed mostly terrestrial tarantulas, and let's start with Phormictopus auratus, Cuban bronze tarantula. Oh, I completely missed the shot, but you can see why he's called the Cuban bronze. This is without the lighting, this is with the lighting. It looks more gold, but from the angle I'm getting right now, it looks very bronze, and it looks gorgeous. Very nice tarantula. Next up, it's another giant in my collection, fully grown Nandu tripepi. Very large and maybe in pre-mode, but you never know with tripepis. They always eat on camera. Or not. I guess this tripepi is actually in pre-mode. We'll wait a few seconds. Jesus, I actually got scared. Oh my god. We'll see if she'll eat. There we go. Nice takedown. Nice. Nice takedown. Okay, so next up we have a very pretty and also very giant lady, or at least she will be in the future. You can see her down there. This is a Teraposa blondie, Goliath bird eater. I don't think she has any different common name. She is a huge part of the collection. When I joined the hobby, I was really interested in all the tarantulas, but Teraposas really caught my eye. I got one much smaller than this one, and after that I just decided to go for the crown of the tarantulas, I guess, or the queen, the biggest one of them all. We'll try to lure her with a roach. If I lay a roach like that, see if she will be interested. Well, actually, I'll lift this up. There she is. I didn't want to bother her, but the roach just went down there, so there she is. She'll eat the roach, don't worry, but she basically digged the hole when I got her, like the second day. She started digging. I didn't expect the tarantula of this size to be scared of anything, but I guess they prefer, or they are burrowers until they reach colossal size. Okay, so next up, in a nice wooden display box, we have a Ponopelma crinirufum, Costa Rican blue front. Basically, her front teeth can be blue when she's just past the mold. Let's see if she'll eat. She's a very mean Ponopelma. Yeah, there we go. There we go. By the way, I tried to handle her a couple of times, and she straight up beats up everything I try to touch her with, or just bolts or start shooting articulating her. So, but at least she ate. So next up is this colossally big, it's not really big, but his abdomen is big at least, Ponopelma calcodes, Arizona blonde, a common type, not any special variant you can buy right now. Got him from England actually, a pretty cheap guy. Also, he's a male, unfortunately, but we'll move on to a similar type of tarantula, which is a female, shortly after. I am almost guaranteed he won't eat, but we can try anyway. There we go. Let's see if he will eat. I'm most certain he won't, but... Oh, wait. Wait. Will he actually eat? Trying to eat, but he just sensed something. Also, he's one of the rare tarantulas in my collection that I can actually handle without having any fear he'll bite me. He sometimes tries to bite the stick, which I touch him with to check if he's okay to be handleable, but there we go. There we go. That means I won't eat, but I'm interested in what the heck fell in my enclosure. Okay, so next up was Trixopelma okerti, which I tried to show her to you, but she insists on not exiting her hide, and this is the best footage I can give you. She just shot some hairs at me and doesn't want to move out of it, so I'm not gonna bother her too much, but it's a very messy situation. I'm already itching all over my hands and I didn't even touch her, so we're moving on to the next one. Okay, next up is Theodora Parahibana. She will of course eat. Did I get it on footage? Hopefully I did. Simon Pink bird eater. She's still very small, not even 10 centimeters in leg span, but she will grow to be very large. I got her, I think, last year, and she grew 3 times the size. But now we are moving on to the next tarantula. Okay, so next up is the Teraposa. I was talking to you about it before. Got it from Spider World actually. And it just molted, so her color should be gorgeous enough. Before this molt she was actually kind of blackish still with the pink toes, but yeah, this is Teraposa apophis, pink toe Goliath bird eater. Gorgeous looking tarantula, but it's time to move on to the next one. Next up we have probably Tliltocatl, species Junifer, that is her name. My niece named her quite a while back, named after Jennifer Aniston, but that doesn't really matter. I call her Junifer because there is no way of confirming what she actually is. She mostly looks like a Vagans, and she probably is, but since there is no 100% confirmation that she is just a second. Since there is no 100% confirmation she is Brachypelma vagans, I can't pair her or anything else, but she is a gorgeous, slightly older lady who is also afraid of the dark. I bought her to be I bought her as a Lasiodora Parahibana actually, but the previous owner didn't have much experience with tarantulas. I don't hold a grudge over him whatsoever. She is very nice looking. She's like 10ish, but that's not really that old for Brachypelmas. Let's see if she will actually eat. A little bit of a small roach, but she'll get the second one too. This is her specific reaction. I call it Junifer reaction. She doesn't really care, or she doesn't go for the food straight away, so she just stays there and to wait patiently till the food moves, and then maybe she'll strike it as well. We need to move on to the next tarantula. Junifer looks gorgeous, but we need to move on. So next tarantula. Okay, so next up is Tliltocatl Kallenbergi. What? She's not eating. That's weird. Hey, Kallenbergi. Try to get a better angle. She doesn't want to eat at all. There she is in all her glory. New Mexico tarantula. I mentioned that when I was feeding Tliltocatl scoderis lynx that I have a few of females. You saw one, which I don't know what it is, but I presume it's Vagans. This is Kallenbergi, and you will see others very soon. But there she is, a gorgeous looking girl in Primo. She is though one gorgeous looking tarantula, now that I have her on the better lighting. But yeah, a gorgeous looking tarantula. Slightly different than Vagans. I think the big difference is they have bigger XX, or the slings are bigger inside of the XX, something like that. I read that online, but I'm not sure, so I am not 100% scientifically correct. Don't quote me on that. Next up we have Nandochromatus female, which is chilling there. She probably won't eat because she's in Primo, as you can see by her big abdomen, which she has this giant, like a nightstand terrarium type thing I had. This was previously a nightstand and I changed it into 2 terrariums, so she has a giant space she can chill there. And right above Nandochromatus is Grammostola pulchripes, who was in the middle of digging because way back there is a hole, and this is where her water dish was, and she buried it way down deep, so I had to dig it out. But there she is, gorgeous looking spider. She's actually eating, so that's why she's so dirty. Look at her hairs, been digging dirt all day long, so can't really get a better footage of her, but you will see her in newer videos when she will not be digging dirt, right girl? And we are moving on to juvenile females. This is Gramostola pulchra. You will see male next week, just slightly smaller. So I just grabbed the roast out, and yeah, I mean, if you look at her closely, she's not big, like big, but she's very big. Look at her abdomen compared to her carapace size. It's crazy. Next up is Hapalopus species Colombia. You saw her in previous video when I rehoused her, or basically just put her in. She's still pre-molt, so I won't be touching her too much, but basically that's how she looks. You couldn't see her in the previous video because she was in the hole basically, but yeah, gorgeous looking tarantula. Just didn't really poke her out of the tunnel, she all kind of came out, but you can see her abdomen is in the air, which means she's not happy with the situation. So I will be just leaving her and moving on to the next tarantula. Next up we have Brachypelma auratum, Mexican flame. Just zooming in on her as far as I can without disturbing her too much, and you can see she's gorgeous. What is in your opinion better looking tarantula, Kamori or auratum? In my opinion, I like the black intensity of the auratum more, but everybody has a taste, and I can see liking Kamori better anyway, but I just love auratum anyway. So this is a female I got from England, from the spider shop also a few years ago now. She's getting very big, eating a lot, and her metabolism is crazy. She molts every 2 months and she's going crazy. So let's try to feed her, which will surely succeed without any problems. And yes, I am feeding them with lobster roaches or Trinerea roaches, whatever you prefer to call them. But yeah, she took it down without a problem. As I said, she's probably the most hungry tarantula I have. She eats every time without a question. When she didn't actually eat, she molted like 2 days afterwards. So she is like Nando Trepepi in that sense. So second one also eating without any question or without any problems. There she is, gorgeous looking tarantula. But now we actually need to move on to the next one, or maybe wait, more happiness. Yeah, she can fit 2 roaches in her mouth without any problems. So next tarantula, Brachypelma emilia. There she is, pre-molt as well, large abdomen. But she's also one of my slings I got like 2 years ago. She molted. The last time I saw she molted, her molt was actually perfect, so I was able to check what she is, and she is a female, so I'm really happy about that. There is a nice footage of her, and she probably won't eat, but let's try anyway. Okay, she take it down without any problem. There we go. Oh, where you going, girl? You can see very nice coloration. She's kind of palish because she's in a pre-molt, so her legs are not as brightly colored as they should be. Fun fact, I actually had Brachypelma emilia, like a large female, soon after I started the hobby, but when I got her, she was a very old female, and I didn't notice at the time because I got kind of scammed at a fair in Slovenia, and she died like 2 months afterwards without ever eating or anything. I just put her in enclosure, tried to feed her, gave her water, gave her anything, and she didn't do anything. Basically, she just died for no apparent reason, and I think she was just that old because her colors were actually very pale, even paler than hers. Very sad still about that, but that gave me kind of the knowledge to not trust all the sellers, I guess. So that's Amelia, female. Okay, we continue with Clitocatl verdesi. What? Okay, she ate anyway. There we go. You can see her better and actually have a nice takedown. There she is, looking gorgeous. Again, this is one of my slings from way before. Again, I think I bought it in 2020 or even 2021. I had 3 of them, and I still have 3 of them. She's also very chunky, so I'm giving her 2 roaches, but not too much more, because she's very chunky, as you can see by her abdomen. But there she is, gorgeous looking tarantula. As I mentioned, I had 3, I still have 3 of them, and 1 I got a nice molt off, so I was able to sex her, and she is a confirmed female, still very small, below 10 centimeters, but I moved her into a bigger box. But yeah, this is the first verdesi to molt nicely, or the molt was good enough for me to sex it, and it is a female. So now we will be moving on to the second Clitocatl female that I have, and there she is. This is Clitocatl albopilosus Nicaragua hurliker, actually a true form. Again, got it from Spider World way back. I should look this up, but I think it was somewhere in 2020. Again, first of them that molted nicely, or that I could molt nicely, and is a female. So there she is. In the future videos, collection tour, you'll be able to see that I still have curly hairs that were my first egg-sac, and they are slightly different. You can see this is way more curly than the previous tarantulas, but let's try to feed this one as well. And she can take actually too, because she's slightly smaller, and it's not that pre-molty, I guess. A nice close-up of her. You can see how curly she is. Her carapace, or her head, is still very lightly in color, but it will turn darker when she grows bigger. Now let's move on to the last 2 juveniles. At least one, I think it's female, but they are a devil in disguise. So okay, so editing me here. This is the footage of some Pteronopelma mice, which doesn't really matter in the whole aspect of the video. Basically, I wanted to apologize because of a bunch of things went wrong in this video. The intro was filmed but wasn't included in the footage, or basically it was just corrupted. So I couldn't use that. I had to reshoot that, or reuse some of the other footage to make an intro. Also, this footage you're watching right now has no audio whatsoever, so it's not making any sense. It's just some Pteronopelma mice being pissed, and me not being able to explain why and what's the whole story behind them. So I will make a video about them next week. Basically, I'm making a promise that I will record Pteronopelma seasoni's unedited footage, unedited video, but it will be a video next week. So you can actually expect 2 videos next week. One will just be unedited. And I can also apologize because the footage of me feeding Brachypelma hamori, albiceps, grammostola iheringi, and Brachypelma baby is, I don't know, I lost it basically, so I'm really sorry about that. Here is to next week's video, and I still hope you enjoyed this very much mess of a video, but I tried to fix it. Hopefully it still looks good. This is part 5 of the collection tour. There is part 5 coming in 2 weeks or something like that, but I just wanted to say thank you for 200 subscribers. and I will see you next week with another video. Bye bye guys.